What up, guys? Mike Gross here at rockinguitarlessons.com and youtube.com/rockinguitarlessons. One that's Sevendust with Denial. One of my favorite modern bands. Do we still call them modern? I do. I don't know. Sevendust is bad. As a matter of fact, man, I have a friend I've known for years, Sean Silas. He's in a band called Hour 11. They remind me a bit of Sevendust. Now that's a compliment, man. I wish I sounded like Sevendust. No, check them out. They got their own style too. They actually played with Sevendust, and so actually, this isn't a request. It's something I wanted to do, but this goes out to you, Sean Silas, and Marcos, or is it Marcus? Cool people, man. Good guys, and check out their website and look them up on YouTube, man, because they actually played with Sevendust. Great mix of bands. So let's jump into this. It's drop B. Let me double check that. My guitar is not used to being tuned this low, so it's slipping. Okay, so they really utilize the two guitar player thing really cool, man. They're not always playing the same parts, so I'm kind of blending a little bit of both of them in there, because when it kicks in on this part, the first two of that heavy part, it's all the same. There's like a, I want to say a natural harmonic, like that's mixed with I'm kind of pinch harmonicking it, but on the first and second they're pretty much the same, and then the third and fourth the other guitar player is playing, and then when it goes, there's like an octave bend with it. So I'm blending those two so it'll sound cool as a solo guitar thing. So anyways, let's jump into this. Drop B on your tuning. I have it on the heaviest crunch on my Mesa Boogie that I got, and let's do this. We're gonna go pinky 5A, and first finger is gonna do 2 on the E. Man, this tuning. Hold on. So 5A and then open, or 5A, 2E, open E. And then go back to the 2E, and you're going to do that whole thing 4 times. If you want, try and catch the pinch harmonic on the start of that 5 each time you go to that, to repeat it, you know, each one of the 4. Okay, you don't have to though, but I would. So we got 4 of those. Also catching an upstroke on the A string. I'm not necessarily going to say that's how Sevendust is doing it. It's how I'm naturally kind of adapting to that riff. It can be all played downstrokes. It doesn't matter. They might be doing all downstrokes. It's a little more chunky and choppy that way. So that's the 4 times I'm talking about. So then we'll go open on the E, and then second fret on the E, and do a half step bend. Do that twice. So it's, and then you repeat that whole chunk again. I'm going to call that one time through of the riff. Okay, that was 2 of them. Now what I'm doing on the 3rd and 4th is I'm going. So you'll do 1 of those open E's with the 2nd fret half step bend. Actually, yeah, and then you'll go open E again, and then do the octave. This is what the second guitar player is playing. I can hear it when I'm listening to it as this one is being played on the 2nd fret. You've got the octave going. So first finger 7A, and you want to go up and kind of tuck underneath that low E to mute it a little bit. Angle that finger towards muting the D as well, and then go to the 9th fret on the G and angle that. Muting, you guys, is just as important as the notes that you're playing, and that gets overlooked a lot with instructors. I think that sometimes the mindset behind a teacher is they'll naturally just get it over time. And that's not really fair. Everyone learns different ways. So I want to give you all the little things to help you. And sometimes they don't matter. If you're bending an E note and you hit the low E and it's ringing with it, it won't necessarily sound bad. But if you're doing an E flat note and then you're hitting that E by accident, it will sound bad. Actually, that kind of sounds cool, huh? But you get the idea of what I'm saying. So muting, apply that to your chords and your octaves and everything. That's what these are, is octaves. So when you hit that octave, you want to half-step bend that as well. And then play that little progression twice through. So let's do that. That's one time. The end of the next one though, hold on a second. I believe the end of the next one here goes, he'll go two palm mutes at the end of that one. Probably both strings. And then bar the second fret on the E and A. Then that half step. Barring is just laying your finger over two or more strings. In this case it's two. Might be palm muting just off the single E string though. And then doing the two strings here. And then the open E. And then the 7A, 9G octave half step bend. Yeah, that is what he's doing. And then I was just going to show one part. Let's show this part too. Go bar the third fret on the E, A, and D, and go pinky or third finger on the 5th fret G. And what they're doing, I love the groove because Sevendust, the drummer is amazing, by the way. The way the guy grooves, it almost sounds like something maybe in an off-time feel, but it's not. He's just driving the beat, and there's this odd stuff that appears odd that necessarily isn't odd. Because all this guitar part is you're doing those 4 strings and moving it back a half step flat to 2, 2, 2, 4. And he keeps it the same. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Turn this down, I'm feeding back. Then we're going to apply the 2 palm mutes on the E, open, and then bar the 2nd fret. We did this earlier with the end of the last riff. So you'll bar 2nd fret, half step bend it, open E at 7A, mute the D, 9G, and half step bend that. When you play this stuff, man, if you're having any difficulty, subgroup it. I've been teaching over 20 years, and subgrouping is really a good way to learn. I learned off of it was called Doug Marks. Doug Marks, who was with Starlicks, and I would get Metallica and Scorpions and Ozzy, and it'd be the guitar riffs. Came in a cassette tape, didn't come to the email. That was the olden days, man. Before we had cars, dinosaurs roamed the earth. We didn't have email. At least the standard population didn't. I had to wait like 2-3 weeks, man, for it to come in the mailbox out in front of my house, and that's cool, and yet it's not cool. Sometimes I feel like the internet is, you got everything at your fingertips, and if you use it right, it's a cool thing. But man, I was just so passionate about playing guitar back then. I was so excited when I got it. Man, I'd be locked in my room for hours, man. My other friends would be out doing their whatever stupid things or getting in trouble, and I was the kid that just sat in my room and played guitar and stayed out of trouble, despite how I look. So anyways, just to break this, my point is the subgrouping was how I learned off the Starlicks that I got on my cassette tapes. It would break it down into little chunks, and they'd play it slow, and then they'd play it up to tempo. And it's a great way to learn. So think that way when you're practicing this stuff, any of these lessons, alright? I'm Mike Gross, rockinguitarlessons.com is my website. It should be here by September of 2012, I hope. There's a lot of work, more work than I thought involved in it. I got to make sure it has enough content. It's $20 a month to become a premium member. I got a lot of my subscribers that are ready and waiting. Thanks, man, for being patient. I just want to make sure that there's enough up for you guys. Just because. But be watching for that, and I'll keep you guys informed. YouTube.com/rockinguitarlessons1 is my YouTube channel. Go subscribe to my channel. Spread the word about Mike Gross, rockinguitarlessons.com, and Marcos. Thanks, man. You've been giving me props on your Facebook. Appreciate you, dude. And Sean, I love you, brother. And I will catch a show soon. You guys go check out Hour 11. Request songs that you want to learn, you guys, comments and likes are always fun. And if you have any questions on this lesson or any other ones, let me know and I'll clear it up. And I do get back with all my subscribers. That's what a guitar teacher should do. So if you have a question, don't not ask it because you think, oh, he won't answer it. I will, man. I'll take care of you guys. We'll see you soon. Later.